There was a great need for pilots in the dark days of 1942.
Everyone wanted to do their patriotic duty. These young women had a passion to fly.
25,000 women applied. 1,074 of us earned our wings.
I have flown 43 different types of aircraft.
I flew both the B-17 and the B-26, which is the Marauder.
The actual name WASP, it's Women Air Force Service Pilots.
Well, I think there were a lot of men that didn't believe women could learn to fly military planes, but we showed them.
The whole country had to be revitalized, educated, had to participate in this huge event of defeating the Axis powers. Jacqueline Cochran thought that she could help if she could train women pilots to fill the need. You can't have a pilot overnight. She promoted an idea to have General Hap Arnold. She could recruit women from around the United States, and they could fill a need for the flying jobs in America, and then let the trained pilots, male pilots, go overseas. And Hap Arnold agreed to this idea. How to do it was the question.
Well, Jackie Cochran in Washington got a list, somehow acquired a list of all the women pilots, licensed pilots in the United States, and she tracked me down and she called me and asked me to be in her first class. So I was excited and I got on a plane and flew down there.
The first class came to Houston, Texas. That's where the training program was begun. No one was prepared to deal with 29 women who were brought in to do who knew what.
I was assigned to the 1174th Squadron, and Major Freddie Wilson welcomed us, and he had received a telegram just 2 days before to expect 17 women pilots. And he said, "My God, what am I going to do with 17 women pilots?" And he said, "Aha, I know. I will assign them to my 3 married instructors, for they will know how to handle women."
To be accepted as a WASP, each girl had to have 35 hours in the air beforehand, enough to know men's airplane talk when they hear it. The WASPs are willing to plow into as rugged a 6-month stretch as anything handed to women in the whole war effort. Map reading and physics, navigation and code, with strict AAF exams in each, too. For men, it would be tough. It's tough for girls, too.
Well, I think there were a lot of men that didn't believe women could learn to fly military planes. I think we had to prove ourselves. We were called the guinea pig class because they weren't sure we were ever going to make it, but we showed them.
I'm the member of the 5th class, 43-5, and by this time, the program was settled in Sweetwater, Texas. And it's very hot, 100 degrees, the wind's blowing 120, you know. We lived 6 to a bay, we had military regime, the lights were turned out at 10 o'clock, we had a flashlight med check. We had lots of regulations. And we marched. We marched to class, we marched to mess, we marched to the flight line, we marched to PT, and we sang songs. Zoot suits and parachutes and wings of silver too.
Little fairy planes like his mama used to do.
All of our flight equipment and flight suits, everything, were hand-me-downs from the men. So the legs were rolled up and stapled, and the sleeves were rolled up, and then I took the belt and just put it on me and pulled everything up here. I looked like a mushroom walking around on that base. We went through the same training that the men did. Ground school in the morning and fly in the afternoon. Primary, basic, advanced, night flying, and instrument flying. I think the hardest part is always the check flight with the Army pilots because, oh, they were rough on us. My class started out with 150 girls. 49 of us got our wings. That's all that made it.
Jacqueline Cochran came for my graduation. And she wore a flowered dress and a flowered hat. And when she handed me my wings, they were cold. And I remember squeezing them, and then I shook hands, and I said, I did it. That was the most wonderful saying. You could never, those 3 words, I did it.